Yeah, it is known as the history and development of accounting, and it is a very basic knowledge, you can say, or a very basic chapter, and it is just used for the purpose of the knowledge, general knowledge. It is not required for any kind of professional course, examination purpose, question purpose, not required at all. It is going to be beneficial for the people, those who are coming to commerce from the other stream. So let us start. We are going to talk about the history and development of accounting. Means we are going to discuss about that. What was the history of the accounting we were having, and how it has developed, and where it has developed. So the history of accounting is as old as civilization. The seeds of accounting were most likely first sown in Babylonia and Egypt around 4000 before Christ. So what they are trying to tell is that when our civilization started, and most probably when the first business transaction started of the barter system, the accounting history was also were there, and the first seeds were sown in the Babylonia and Egypt around 4000 before Christ, means around 6000 years from now. There, who recorded transactions of payment of wages and taxes on clay tablet, means what they used to do, they used to do the accounting, they used to do the recording of transactions for the payment of wages and taxes on clay tablets. So whatever the wages and taxes were paid, the information of those wages and taxes were kept on the clay tablets. Historical evidences reveals that historical evidences reveals that Egyptians used some form of accounting for their treasuries. They were using for keeping the details of the gold and other valuable they used to keep. So Egyptians, they used to keep the accounting for their gold and other variables which they used to keep in the treasuries. What was the system of the accounting? So the system of accounting was like the in charge of the treasuries had to send day wise report. So who were the person who were the in charge of the treasuries, they have to send day wise reports to their superiors, who were known as wazirs, the prime minister. So they used to keep the details, day wise details, and they used to submit it to their prime ministers. And in that department, from there, they used to prepare month wise reports, and they were sent to the kings. Now we talk about Babylonia. So Babylonia, known as the city of the commerce. So most of the commerce were happening in Babylonia. They use accounting for business to uncover losses. So they used to do the accounting to know about their losses, which was taken place due to the fraud and lack of efficiency. So whatever the losses were happening due to fraud and lack of efficiency, with the accounting methods in Babylonia, they used to keep track of that, details of that. In Greece also, In Greece also, in Greece, accounting was used for apportioning the revenues received among treasurers. So Greece also, they used to do the accounting. They used to apportioning the revenues received among treasurers. They were maintaining the details of the total receipts, the total payments, and and balance of the government financial transactions. Means they used to they used to do the accounting for total receipts and total payment, and from total receipts they used to deduct the total payment, and what were the balance were there, they used to have the details of those. In Roman used memoranda of day book wherein receipts and payments were recorded and wherefrom they were posted to ledgers on monthly basis. Time period was 700 BC to 400 AD. So what Roman used to do? They also used to prepare a memoranda of the day book on daily basis of their receipts and the payments, and they were recorded, and from there they used to post it to the ledgers on monthly basis, and this was the time period. In China also, China used sophisticated form of government accounting as early as 2000 BC. So China, they used the sophisticated form of government accounting as early as 2000 before Christ. Now come to India. In India, accounting practices in India could be traced back to a period when 23 centuries ago, where the Kautilya, who was known as the Chanakya, he was the ministers in the Chandragupta Maurya regime. He wrote a books on economics. So under that kingdom, he wrote a books named Arthashastra. Arthashastra is the Hindi name of the economics. So he wrote the economics, and it was the oldest economics books available in the world, which also described how accounting records had to be maintained. So we have seen about the history of accounting, that it was there in Greece, it was there in Babylonia, it was there in Egypt, it was there in China, it was there in India, it was there, Roman were also using. So this is the basic history of the accounting, that how different regimes used to do the accounting, and it was such an practices used since our civilization process. So it is just a basic video. I have already made a Hindi version of this video, so I thought of making it of the English version also. So people, those who just want to have some general knowledge of it, they can use this video actually. Thank you very much.